As the supervisor, you need to review how the first drive went and any things that need to be worked on. Don't try and rush things, and definitely don't let the learner head into traffic or attempt higher speeds yet. This lesson can start to introduce good steering discipline. Yes, hands need to be at 3 and 9 on the wheel, and this is suitable for most driving, but when turning into side streets, turning at roundabouts and U-turning, good steering wheel control is needed. Now at this point we run into a barrier to the learning. They have already seen how you drive and how you steer, so it will be contradictory for you to start promoting the correct pro-like steering technique if you are going to continue to drive with a lesser technique. So you might need to do some homework here. Bad steering habits include palming the wheel, otherwise known as washing the dishes steering, hooking the hand inside the wheel to make a turn, or finger dialing like it's an old phone. All of these techniques offer limited control, especially if the vehicle hits something and the steering wheel spins. When making turns, hand over hand or pull-push steering are both acceptable techniques and will pass the driving examiner's assessment, though pull-push steering is better in terms of airbag safety, as the arms never block the airbag. Using this clip-on steering wheel that rotates easily, I first demonstrated and then had my daughter practice her steering. We don't want bad habits to form from the beginning on something as fundamental to the control of the vehicle. That's good. Pull it up, pull it down, push it up. So this is push-pull or pull-push, depending which order you're doing it in. Good, try the other way again. And then if you were to crash while you're steering here and the airbag goes off, it comes out between your arms so it doesn't hurt you. That's the advantage of this. So this is just for turning around, doing a U-turn, going around a roundabout or turning into a side street. For general windy roads, you're not moving your hands too much on the wheel. Now try the hand over hand. Yeah, so just think about what the right hand's doing.
Yeah,
it's taking it down to the side of the car and then it's returning over to the 10 o'clock position. Yeah, now go the other way. That's the idea. See, the problem with this is if you crash mid-turn and someone head-ons into you while you're turning, the airbag goes off and it's going to fire both your arms back towards your head. So that's the negative of this type of steering technique called hand-over-hand steering. So you can have the learner practice their steering, both right and left turns, ideally with their eyes looking ahead to where they want to go. This is basic hand-eye coordination, which happens on a bicycle or when riding a horse. Look to where you want to go and then steer in that direction. Continue practicing some drills like moving away from the curb, driving 100 metres or so, and then pull over to the curb. Just because there's no traffic, don't leave out the important steps. The process should be mirrors, signal, manoeuvre. So check the mirrors. When clear, signal your intention. A minimum of 3 flashes is required, and then perform the manoeuvre. As the supervisor, you need to be vigilant to watch the driver's techniques, but also keep a lookout for other traffic. This is why your window is down, the music is off, and you have extra mirrors available. Because crashes can happen from an oversight when you assume no traffic is around and casually ask the learner to perform a manoeuvre, let's say a U-turn, and they do so immediately on your instructions without checking their mirrors and signalling their intention. After practicing steering and some general driving, some more reversing in a straight line against the gutter can be undertaken. Here you want the learner to practice using all of their mirrors. Be warned, learners will often get confused which way to steer and start heading off at an acute angle. Don't shout, let them figure it out, or if necessary have them brake and drive forward and try to reverse again. This is probably your second driving session complete. Have a debrief, remove the L plates and log the time. If you're going to sleep well at night with your P-plater driving around with their friends, you also need to consider what role models the new driver has witnessed. If young kids in the back seat see this,
oh, bloody hell! Stay on your own side of the road.
It's only natural when grown up they will copy the behaviour. If they have grown up from the back seat witnessing illegal phone use, bad steering, speeding, aggressive driving and road rage, it has set a low benchmark for what is acceptable behaviour. Now what I'm about to say has bias given my profession, but my children have grown up from birth witnessing smooth, safe and legal driving by both of their parents. The benchmark of safe vehicle operation has already been formed. My children know how to spot bad driving and how to act on gut instinct, but they're not immune to making errors or becoming part of someone else's mistake. I've had dash cams in my training vehicles for 10 years or more, and introduced a dash cam to my oldest daughter's car and gave her no choice. It was there to record her mistakes, but more importantly to protect her against false claims by other drivers. To her credit, she accepted it and often brings me the memory card to show me something she has witnessed, or ask me who was at fault, or what road rules applied for the situation. She has had her fair share of strange situations with drivers seemingly out to get her. If the person you are helping to drive has been exposed to some questionable driving habits, a dash cam could help to instill some safeguards to bad behaviour that are possibly already ingrained. Throughout this series of videos, you've seen a Suzuki Vitara, which was originally a training vehicle for my company's defensive and four-wheel drive training, but became the first car for my eldest daughter. My checklist for buying a first car is safety systems such as multiple airbags, ABS brakes and stability control as a minimum, not too sporty, not too light or too small, in a crash with another vehicle mass helps, a good safety rating as teen drivers are likely to crash, but 10-year-old 5-star rated is not the same as new 5-star rated, good fuel economy and servicing costs. The Suzuki Vitara, whilst only 4-star crash rated, ticked these boxes, plus was all-wheel drive, and we invested in good quality tyres and upgraded brakes to improve the active safety to help avoid the potential crash. Other cars I would look at for a first car include Volkswagen Golf, Subaru Impreza, Subaru Forester, Subaru XV, Toyota Corolla, Toyota RAV4, Toyota Camry, Holden Malibu, Ford Focus, Honda Civic, Mazda 3, Nissan Qashqai, Hyundai i30 or Kia Cerato. Probably after 5 hours of introductory training, it would be good to begin some professional lessons to ensure the learner is on the right path. Then your help can continue as a mentor to help them gain vital experience and time behind the wheel. Now, my company doesn't run driving school lessons, but I have a few tips for you to select a quality driving school. Firstly, don't just buy on price. Driving lessons can be between $50 and $90 per hour. And in any other training, we don't go and find the cheapest tennis coach, piano, or golf lessons. When it comes to driver training, we're not trying to find the cheapest price to get our license. We're trying to be trained to be a good driver. So you want to make sure the driving school is checking over their vehicle on a daily basis, both the engine fluids and the tyre pressures. After all, your loved one's going to be out in this vehicle, and you want to make sure it's safe. Is the vehicle clean? Is it sign written? Does the instructor wear a uniform? Has the vehicle got L plates clearly fitted? These are all signs of quality, professionalism and people who take pride in their profession. The driving school car will have dual controls fitted, but you want the company you select to be more than just a rental company for dual controls. You'd hope to have a fire extinguisher and a first aid kit with the vehicle. You'd check that they're running lesson plans, have course notes. Maybe a good driving school these days is running a tablet with filmed material and showing young drivers key points via that tablet. And I'm a big fan of a dash cam being fitted that's filming both video and audio of the entire lesson for later analysis and review. I would also look for an instructor that engages in continuous professional development. The Australian Driver Trainers Association has a Master Driver Trainers program. My company also has many driving instructors attend defensive, advanced or four-wheel drive training for their own professional development and experience. Such training can give the instructor new insights into why we all need to drive safely by them experiencing a vehicle's dynamic limits or gaining a better understanding of vehicle safety systems and how they help in hazardous situations. There are some amazing and dedicated instructors out there, some with experience from emergency services like police, fire and ambulance, some with motorsport experience, and some with mining industry or truck driving experience. I doubt these well-trained and highly experienced drivers offer the cheapest of lessons. Even with my extensive driver training experience, I still sought out additional driving lessons for my eldest daughter. The instructor applied the polish to my work and looked at my eldest daughter without the rose-coloured glasses to spot anything needing improvement. The federal government has a Keys to Drive initiative, which funds one 60-minute lesson for the novice driver, and the supervisor is required to passenger in the back seat. If money is tight or a vehicle is not available, many PCYCs and community groups offer a driver mentoring program for young people to generate driving time with an adult supervising. Our driver training support doesn't stop there. If you go to our YouTube channel at SDT Australia, you'll find videos on the various courses we offer, plus over 40 free-to-access videos on safe driving. These include videos on the correct use of roundabouts, traffic light tips, braking distance comparisons, crash testing that we have performed, tyre safety, carjacking prevention, and the list goes on and on and on. So please feel free to access these videos, and I hope they support the training you are planning to deliver. In all segments of this video, when a learner is driving, the filming is done by a backseat passenger or a fixed camera. In all segments where filming is done from the front seat, the vehicle is parked or the driver is not a learner. When a learner is driving on the road, the front seat adult supervisor cannot be distracted or impaired. This supervisor cannot be using a mobile phone for any reason.